Hey guys, how are you? This is ArtsyWisdom. My name is Diane. Thank you for coming by. Today I'm going to just do a quick reading on the second half of November. I forget, somebody asked, I think it was Fran in my email, asked me when I was going to do a reading for November, but life and my mom came, etc. And I also wanted to look at Ghislaine Maxwell. I wanted to see if she's safe because I know she is, I mean, except for the victims, is she the only, she's the last person maybe that has all the deets? You know what I mean? If you haven't been here before, I do readings. I'm an astrologer, tarot card reader, intuitive hypnotherapy, life coach, and there's more information about me below. My website is all goofy. Mercury's retrograde, somebody had mentioned. Of course. So I need to redo that. Something went cuckoo bananas with it and you can't access it, but everything else is good down there. All right, let's get started. So I decided I did that nighttime mysteries last week. I think I put it out on Sunday or Monday. I think every Sunday night I'm going to do that. I got some great ideas. Of course, somebody's been asking me to do Helen Keller, so um, I'll look into her. May not be this Sunday, but I promise I will. Fran had asked me to look up this person. I think it's a cold case, Yania Carisi. Lots of details he sent me. I may look into that. I like to look at the cold case and see if I can get more information to help somebody somewhere, some way. But I also do soul travels. Maggie Smith, James Colburn, Jerry Lewis, Kirk Douglas, Bobby Darin. Maureen sent me a long email. Thank you, Maureen, for that. And yeah, that person. And I also have other people that Agatha Christie. I'm really interested to look into her. I find her really fascinating. Gene Roddenberry, I thought he would be interesting. So if you guys have any, I don't want to say cold cases, but mysteries and soul travels, that's what I'm basically going to do on Sunday nights. Kind of separate them from this stuff I do during the week. And I hope to develop that a little bit. I don't think I'm going to change it in my channel. It'll be here, but it'll just be a specific playlist. Okay, the second half of November. Uh, Today is the 14th. I think the moon might be still in Virgo. It may be going, oh, that's funny. I just pulled the card, the moon card. Isn't that crazy? Can't, uh, I feel like politically, the whole end of the month is volatile. Obviously, there'll be a reprieve a little bit during Thanksgiving, but I also feel like there's going to be a lot of um, backroom shenanigans. I think shenanigans is a much more pleasant word than schemes, secrets, conniving. Sometimes I don't think it's appropriate. This kind of situation, I think it's more schemes, secrets, conniving. Because I think what they want to do, the House wants to do, is move all of the Epstein file voting to the Senate. So the congressmen and congresswomen don't want to have their name associated with saying yes to release the files. They want to put it all into the Senate and say, you guys deal with it. We're not. And was it the Bulwark or somebody thought maybe he would veto it when it got to his desk, even if they release it. Will Trump veto that? You know what? I don't feel like he'll veto it because people would go, they would lose their shit. They would go bananas. So I don't think that he'll veto it. But I do think he will have, because I guess in some of these 20 some thousand files, there's not a ton of very implicating stuff on Trump. So yeah, Page of Pentacles. I feel like they're worried, but I think he's already filtered. The Republicans wouldn't release that stuff if it had bad stuff about Trump. So that's why they did. They wanted to get away. So November, half of November, I got the High Priestess. This is the real issue in my layout. Strength. Is it us being strong or the powers that be? Actually, it's both of us. We need to have courage. We're not cowardly lions, right? We need to have courage. This is also could literally mean him because he has a Leo ascendant. How we got here. How we got here. They can't make this stuff up. The Tower. That's how we got here. And I think it's those files and all of this corruption and feeling like the world is crashing around us. Oh, and I on my post, I I saw this little TikTok, and it was the guy, the Hawk podcast guy. I don't know his name. He actually shared a lady on TikTok and talked about this moral grieving. Basically, people, we're all grieving in a low grade, sad way because seeing people who commit horrible crimes getting pardoned or promoted, permission to do more. We're seeing racism being encouraged. And it feels like there's no end in sight. So she was talking about, I don't know if she's a psychologist or what, but it was really interesting. And I was like, yeah, that's what it is. We're in all a collective uh, feeling of grief. And when is this nightmare going to end? All right. Near future is the world. This particular card, now you guys probably, I don't know if I've done this before, but if you can imagine this as a big pimple and it's coming out of the stuff, I'm seeing that as a relief or release of the stuff under a pimple. I know that's kind of gross, but that's tells me that there's going to be some, and I feel that resonates. There's going to be some more information. It's like we're going to put this out and we're going to talk over here, look over here. Don't those aren't the droids you're looking for, kind of thing. You don't know what you want. You don't know what you need. I'm going to tell you. Don't trust your lion eye. Don't trust your eyes or ears. Just do what I say. I'm in the cult. Others see us. Others see us in this situation as, I get this feeling the world, because this is the world too, is looking at us and they're going, is this the time? Is this the time? Are you going to finally find something that's going to end this drama and calm the country down so we can have peace with you guys and have our relationships back, because a lot of countries are losing. Yeah, because UK isn't sharing some intel with us because of the Venezuelan ship bombings. This is what you don't know yet. And this is about giving and receiving money, charity, sharing something tangible. What we don't know yet is giving away information, perhaps, finding out more information. This also could just be the Thanksgiving energy, where people are going to, because of the SNAP benefits and people are suffering the last month or so, there might be a big unifying push. That's the feeling I got, for the country to reframe or change the narrative about ourselves as not evil, racist people, but, and I know most people aren't. People that come on my channel generally are not. I know you guys are very great. You're a lovely community. And thank you, by the way. Thank you. And if you haven't subscribed already, please, it's free if you want to. If you find something you value here, please subscribe. But this is about us being more generous. I have a sense that around this Thanksgiving, we're going to be twisting, or in a good way, what we're thankful for. Instead of looking at all this crap, it's going to be not focusing on him at all, or the administration, or the horrific things they're doing, but focusing on the good. And that makes me feel happy. Gives me a little sense of pride in the States. Action to take. This is Ace of Cups. Lovely. Action to avoid. I'm sure it's not feeling happy. We're not going to. Probable outcome. This is the Four of Cups, which is like thinking about what you don't have. Again, this is like the grief card. This is all the grief, and we still have this lovely opportunity to look at things differently, to see the positive in any situation. And, I have clients that are dealing with a lot, and it's hard to separate. It's hard to just look and be grateful, but I guess that's life's lessons, right? We're always suffering. we can't get out of here alive. So all the steps we take through our life and all the difficulties and all the stuff that comes upon us, which are horrendous to intolerable, it seems, there's some way that you can reframe, go within, get into your divine self. We all have that spark of light that is the divine self within, where all our peace and love and perfection is, because he looks at us like we're perfect. So we are. We're good just like we are. The divine blessing in this is the Page of Cups. Again, this is not the traditional meaning, but look, there's an offering of, this is the fish in this cup, and that's the creativity, but also sensitivity and water and knowing abundance is available to you emotionally. So it's the lesson. So the second half of this month, I want to pull this bottom card for whatever reason it's telling me to. Two of Pentacles, juggling. There's going to be a back and forth, back and forth. I also wanted to remind me and you guys, there's a new moon on November 20th, just after midnight, and that's Mountain Standard Time. But all of those things land pretty close in the USA's 12th house chart, which are hidden. And that's using the chart for 4th of July. And people use different charts for the USA. I use it at 5:10 p.m. in Philadelphia. But Uranus is opposing that moon and that new moon and that sun at that time. So it could be a feeling of big shocks. And that's on the 20th, so a week from now, pretty much. Today's the 14th. So, and then it's all in the 12th house. So there may be some things that are decided behind the scenes, or it could be somebody's keeping somebody's mouth shut, or Mars is on the ascendant, United States ascendant. So we could look really aggressive to some country because it's in Sag. We have a Sagittarian ascendant, which is big and expansive. So there could be some Department of Defense or War, Pete Hegseth choices then, which are not great. But Mercury's retrograde then too, so it's now, right now. So things that we might have to redo them, and they're going to maybe take some actions that are going to have to backpedal. This could also be related to that the Epstein files and the people pulling back their vote. I don't feel like that is, because I think the MAGA right wingers, the cult people, are really not. They want to have everything out because they feel like it was the Biden administration or the Democrats that were hiding everything. In fact, they're still talking about how Trump isn't really on the files and yada yada yada. But that new moon is a really important. I feel like I guess this card where this is coming out over here and they're hiding this over here. We have to be very aware, head on a swivel, keeping up with all of, I don't want you to live in the news and the sick sewage that is, but touch base with, maybe a neutral news site like 1440. I have that app. It's really cool. It tells you the factuality of different stories from different, it's like an aggregate. It brings them all together so you can get the real truth of a story. And it's not overly flourishy or opinionated. It's just the facts, ma'am, right? Anyway, so next week, the 20th, it'll start the 19th. So I don't know. I am going to get a tooth pulled on the 20th. So I'm wondering, I got to need to do that. Look at that in my chart. I just realized that. All right. Let's look at Ghislaine Maxwell. When I get into Ghislaine Maxwell's energy, I still feel restricted. Obviously, she's in this fancy minimum security prison. I also heard she had her dog with her, or maybe she has access to him. And she just has easy, and she's asking for her sentence to be commutated. Sorry, I got a hair. She is, when I'm in her energy, I feel I'm holding things in. Of course she is. She's not talking about, but it also feels like resistance or like stillness. And maybe it's feeling very careful. I'm very metered with my words. I'm very careful what I say. If you guys listen to her, there was a recordings of her and Todd Blanche. He was asking her, I think it was Todd Blanche when he never interviewed her, whatever it was, a couple months ago when they went down there. She was very decisive when she answered those questions that Trump had nothing to do with anything. So I had this hair, I couldn't get rid of it. But when I'm in her energy, I don't feel safe. I don't feel comfortable. You'd think she'd feel much more comfortable being in this fancier prison. But I do feel she's playing with a fire. Like she's really careful and she's very, I don't feel nervous. I don't feel anxious, but I do feel there's like a sternness or a resolve or determination. Maybe that's the word I'm feeling is more, I must do this. And maybe she's on a mission with getting out, and maybe she's trying to do the best thing she can for herself. I also worry about her safety, and maybe that's part of this. Oh, and you know what? I don't feel like she's safe when she gets out. I don't feel, unless she hires security when she gets out. Look at me. I'm assuming he's going to commute her sentence. Commutate? I'm not sure the word. I feel very nervous for her. Her security when she gets out. I'm seeing her on a street or something happening. I don't know. I feel like she's safer in prison, although Jeffrey Epstein wasn't. And he was not, he didn't do that, just so you know. He was coerced until leaving, physically. And I shouldn't laugh about it because it's horrible, but I've never actually looked into his soul. Actually, I just looked at the situation. I never looked at his soul. Maybe that would be something else to do. I'm going to write that down for our, although I'm trying to avoid political things at the mysteries on Sunday. But no, I feel like I can see her in New York or some big city. She's French, I think, right? So maybe she'll go back to Paris or Europe. It's funny. I feel like she'd be safer there than in the States. Okay, King of Wands, Ten of Wands. There's a lot of heaviness that's on her. Um, there's a lot. And that's the feeling. And hopes and fears, the artist. This is creativity. This card's. Oh, by the way, these Ethereal Visions by Matt Hughes. These cards, I love them. They have a little iridescent gold. Can you see that? So pretty. Hopes and fears. She's going to create her own destiny. The real issue is, for her, it's about living and maintaining security. How it got there, the past, nostalgia, but this is also about children, little girls maybe. Manipulating, because she's near future, picking up speed. Something's going to move real quick here, guys. Can they move her anywhere else that's nicer? Oh, see her as Page of Swords is also taking advantage. What we don't know yet, or what she doesn't know yet, is people are working together. So there is a lot of people working together behind the scenes to get this figured out, to get her free. Could be legal action to take or avoid. Happy family. Outcome, Seven of Wands. Probable outcome is the fight. It's not over, but I don't think it's anytime soon. But see, I feel like it's going to be soon because she submitted the application, but this card makes me think it's not. Divine blessings. Actually, Five of Wands. You know why that's divine blessing? That is because it's the challenge card. It's the fight card. It's not easy card. You're going to have a lot of difficulties. That's the divine blessing in here. the energy of all the victims, all the people that want her staying in jail. That's the divine blessing. But here she is waiting, waiting, waiting. I know it's going to come. I know it's going to come. Three of Wands. And somebody does come. They do. She does find somebody. But my sense is that it's sooner than we think, because we got the Eight of Wands and that. But there's some sort of difficulty around it. Challenge. And then I got all these wands, or all wands. Fascinating. All wands. I got the Ten of Wands. So, balance. I see. Isn't this pretty? This Temperance card. It's beautiful. Balance. She has all these secret contracts off the record. And they're not just the government. It's somebody else. There's other people involved. Who else is involved? Other powerful people that are working behind the scenes to get her out, or to make her comfortable so she doesn't say anything. Make her happy. So it's not just the Trump administration. It's all these other people that she's friends with, has known, or might have stuff on. They want her to be free and happy. Yeah, there's a lot of those people out there. So it's very difficult, because I think he would, but there's so much pushback with this Five of Wands. She's going to be waiting. So there's going to be a delay. I think this, if it did happen, would be covered up by some other triumph that the Trump says he did. Yeah, Two of Cups. It's this, I feel, is the Congress and Trump working hand in hand, or the DOJ working hand in hand with him. It's like, look over here, and I'll make you happy if we go over here. We love each other. It's all interconnected. In fact, see that it's kind of like the caduceus, or the chakra energy going around the sword. But the sword also feels very sharp. There's definitely a division there, even though Two of Cups are lovey-dovey. Okay, guys, I wanted to make it shorter today. I wish you well. I will get back on here in the next day or two. Mom is gone, and we're catching up, and got to pick up somebody from the airport today, which is very nice. And I appreciate all your lovely comments. You guys are awesome. I love my little community. And if you guys have any suggestions, like I said, let me know. Thank you. And yeah, I think that's it. All right, take care. Till next time.